It is a Monday. It is the start of a holiday week for many. The kids are out of school, which is awesome. Nothing more exciting than holiday break. I think they got like 2 weeks, right? It's awesome. So, and for us, we've got weather to talk about because we've got a situation where we've got these atmospheric rivers out in the Pacific that are kind of throwing a wrench into the forecast. Because really, all atmospheric rivers are subtropical moisture, Coconut Express, Pineapple Express. But all they are is infusing. They're like steroids for a storm, right? If you can use that analogy, right? So the storm's a storm. It's just coming in. It's going to rain. It was going to rain a little last night, which it did. But you infuse that with this fuel, this steroid, this enhancer, which is the subtropical moisture. You got something. And so that's the struggle this next week is there's atmospheric river components out in the Pacific, subtropical moisture, a lot of it. So it won't take much for some of that to get swept into one of these little extratropical weather systems or some kind of disturbance, or even just get pushed into the coastal hills, which will create an uplift or graphic lifting and create rain. So atmospheric rivers are an odd thing because they are storms, but they're really fuel. They're really fuel. And the mountains will make it rain using that fuel. Extratropical weather systems will make it rain using that fuel. You name it. So first we start with the surf. It's big. Surf warnings along the coast. This is Mavericks this morning. When the waves get this big, 20 to 30 foot, and the tide's kind of high like it is now. It's not really breaking. See this guy towing in right there? So he's towing in because you have to get enough speed to catch the wave because in the heavier or the deeper water, the wave doesn't react to the bottom as much. So it pokes up, but it doesn't slow it down enough for a surfer with just their arms to catch it. That's why you see, I'll show you some video of the Eddie Akai, which was the big wave championship yesterday in Hawaii on the North Shore. It's the premier event. Look at the size of the boards these guys are on because they're not towing in, they're paddling in. They'll be paddling into Mavericks probably in the next 3 or 4 hours, but it's gnarly out there, not because of this, just because of the size, but because it's a lot of fog. Visibilities are goofy. Like I just checked the live camera. This is about 30 minutes old. The live camera is fogged in. It's going in and out. It's going in and out. And that's kind of how our day goes. Oh, by the way, today's dry. Tuesday's wet. Wednesday's dry. Thursday's mostly dry. Friday looks pretty wet right now. Okay, and then we'll go down the road with that. And there are winter storm warnings that will go into effect, but the snow levels are above Blue Canyon. Easy. Kind of right at pass level with this first part of the storm. So we'll take a look. First we'll go to Steamer's Lane. This is, the sun came out a little bit, so I grabbed this. This is, that's a fun wave, that inside indicator wave. But the tide's still a little high there too. One of the things that's most dangerous about Santa Cruz, if you're thinking about taking your soft top out, and I'm not busted on soft tops, I'm just saying typically soft tops are people who are enjoying it and having fun and learning and going through the process of learning, which some of it is the process of learning to surf is getting spanked, but you don't want to get spanked today. Because if you're walking in, when I did all this when I was young, like back in the 70s, but see the cliffs, right? How vertical they are. When you got to get out of the water and one of these sets out here comes boiling in and hits you from behind and splats you into the cliff. Back when I used to surf, I surfed the lane back when there was a rope. I don't even know if the guys used to take the rope down because they thought we were babies. So, there was a trail, muddy little, slippery little trail on the rocks and whatever. But trying to get out was horrifying. And most people, I think statistically it's correct that most people get injured. Opal Cliffs, West Cliff, west side of town, trying to get out of the water on a big swell with a kind of a high tide. So please, please, please don't go out. Okay, this is the Eddie yesterday. Let's see if I can pull this up. I just grabbed this off YouTube. And you can see the size of the boards they're on. Those are big boards. Those are probably 9, 10-foot boards. They really cram in on the beach. See, that's a big, big board. And the reason they're on a bigger board is because they can get higher board speed in order to match the speed of the wave to catch the wave. But an incredible, incredible event. Plus the Eddie Akai, the history of the Eddie Akai is, I'm probably saying it wrong, is awesome. It's the local guys and women. I mean, the women are so brave. I mean, the women are so much more gnarly than, I believe that's a woman there on the inside. So much gnarlier than they were when they were gnarly back then, but now they're so everybody's charging these waves. But anyway, that looks like fun. Super fun. But big waves, big boards, big waves, big boards. Okay, so here is the atmospheric river, the blues. See all this subtropical moisture. That's fuel. That's steroids. That's what you would call an atmospheric river. Oh, but we're in the tropics, so it's just a lot of warm air, warm, moist air. You've been to the tropics. And that layer of the atmosphere from the surface to 10,000 feet is laden with moisture if you take a vertical cut. Well, this moisture, not typically this far north this time of year, and neither is this. And that's the atmospheric river that we're looking at. So you can see there's pieces of that. So let's go take a peek. Here we go into tonight. You see a bump into the coast. And then there's tomorrow. Right there. And see how the river pinches down like that? So that's kind of weird, right? Narrow river, too, by the way. But boom, it's gone. So that not much consequence. That could change. But right now, let's go with that. Let's call it Tuesday's a wet day. Marin County gets a bunch of rain, maybe an inch and a half. Rest of us, San Jose, you maybe get a tenth. San Francisco maybe gets a quarter to a half. And then we push forward. Here comes this guy rearing his head. So Wednesday's a dry day. Here we come into Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and watch this thing just go spanks it. Right? So it just goes right, but boom, slaps it. Now that's interesting because atmospheric rivers have a tendency to linger, right? Especially in the North Bay. That one, in the matter of a couple of hours, clicks south. Will that happen? Maybe. It's hard to say. That's why we're only going to go 24 hours out. But that would say, oh, Thursday's a pretty dry day, just cloudy like today. But then this slam, this is Friday, Thursday night, late Friday morning. Right now, Friday morning looks wet, right? You can see that. And the river still stays intact in through Friday afternoon and in a little into Saturday morning. So that, I would say right now, Friday into Saturday, looks pretty wet. Now, like the rule is though, we're gonna go 36 hours out. We're gonna try to stay away from the real long range. I'm just giving you an idea of how you can kind of try to time, because this will change. It changed. I was on the air at Channel 2 last night, and 12 hours ago, or longer than that, but it changed. It changed a lot. So here is, now we're into Sunday morning. A little bit of shower activity on the 29th, and that atmospheric river, see how it just kind of goes away? It's got fuel, but it doesn't linger. And then we get this, and then we're kind of out, and then here comes another one. Isn't that interesting? It's so fun it's nothing more beautiful, right? You don't think it's all connected, man? I mean, look at that. That's the planet is alive, my friend. I love that. That's the best thing about weather, is you just go, oh yeah, it is alive, isn't it? Okay, so here is the GFS, rainfall precipitation. We'll go closer, more granular. Here is Tuesday morning, done. So Tuesday's a wet day. Wednesday's a dry day. Here comes Thursday morning looks dry, and then here comes Thursday night into Friday morning, and there's your wet period. Yellow's further north, obviously, and then a break, and then something drives by. And now it's just fantasy land. But the thing that's not fantasy is, there's a bunch of stuff clicking through. And that means that the pattern, the jet stream stays in a relative, and the models will get that pretty close. The jet stream's in a relatively good position to bring rain for a week and a half. On and off, kind of like what we're looking at. So Tuesday wet, Wednesday kind of dry like now. Thursday kind of dry. Thursday night, Friday wet. Saturday kind of, right? So you get the picture. Well, and that's going to change. I wish I could tell you for sure. No one can tell you for sure. It's not happening. And you guys know that. So, and I appreciate that. I'm not trying to get around like being direct with the forecast. I'm just telling you it's a straight up fact. Atmospheric rivers and how they react. I can tell you it's going to be cloudy and sprinkly, or I can do this move. 50% chance of showers. What the hell is that, right? There's nothing worse than when meteorologists tell you it's going to be a 50% chance of anything. It's like, well, why are you talking to me then? I'll just go flip a coin. I'm just telling you, that's what's out there. There's a lot can change, and a lot will change, as it changed last night. Okay, Homewood, prettiest ski resort prettiest ski resort view, even more than Heavenly. It's over by, you know where it is, over across from Sunnyside. On Wednesdays back in the 70s, they used to have guys day, and they give you half price ski tickets. So, and it's ironic because I drove from Paradise. So I would drive up in the morning, but I would go the extra distance to save $7. So it's because it used to be $15. I'd go, actually, it's $7, but the gas that it cost me to go, it was stupid. But either way, $750, not bad. I don't know, it's like $1,000 now. Okay, and this is Mount Shasta. Beautiful day. We can click forward a little bit. Valley, little fog. I'm going forward. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Love that mountain. I can't say enough about it. I have a bunch of friends live up there. It's beautiful, and they get pretty good winters too. It gets heavy, but in terms of, they're kind of on the backside of the hill, so they get a little bit of a break. Backside of the coastal range of the Trinity Alps. Okay, so there's the forecast. We got a lot going on. Big waves are going to stick around for a couple weeks. Unsettled weather's going to stick around for at least a week, maybe a little longer. And now you got a better idea of how to plan it. Okay, I'll see you back here.